Hi, this is Dr. David Warwick of Warwick Chiropractic in Lacey, Olympia, Washington, and I just want to share with you some of the common hip injuries. People come in the office with common hip type pain, not just from sports, but daily activities and work, and just over time, life definitely plays a part of that. So some common type hip injuries include muscle strains, bursitis, contusions, stress fractures, labral tearing, impingement, that's impingement of the acetabulum or the femoral acetabular impingement, osteopubis, and sport hernias. So let's go over those in a little more detail. First of all, muscle strains is the most common one, and this is from a injury to the hip and the groin because of some type of weight-bearing job, whether you're cutting or running or jumping or twisting, straining the muscles. So when it contracts and shortens, these kind of things will create some hip type pain. Sometimes when this goes on for a while, this can turn into bursitis, where the bursa is a fluid or a fluid sac, that where the muscles attach to the bone. This helps lubricate the muscles and tendons as they slide back and forth over each other. We have bursa in many other joints like the shoulders, the elbows, knee, hips. Overuse of this, is a common problem. Trauma, post-surgical type complications. Third one is contusions. That's when you have a direct blow to the hip, sometimes called the hip pointer. You'll hear about that in sports when you're contacted in the side of the hip. There's also stress fractures. You see this in your runners, people that run long distance, more commonly in women than men for that type of injury, and especially in an older athlete where the bone density has decreased over time. And elderly tend to be more at risk for that type of injury. Then, of course, is the labral tear, and the labral tear is a thick, fibrous ring that tends to border the socket, and usually when this happens, a patient will experience some type of clicking or popping and then result in experience pain, stiffness, loss of motion, or ability to move. Those kind of things can occur. So the next one is impingement or femoral acetabular impingement, and this is where you get the bone spurs or the arthritis starting to come in. So usually this is the beginning part of that is the inflammation, and then it forms around the rim of the hip socket that called the acetabulum, where the hip bone sits into that joint space. The pinching on that hip moves, especially at the end of the motion is when you can feel a lot of that. This can lead to osteoarthritis, form of arthritis, due to a torn labrum or a capsule in there. So this occurs over time. So these are all processes. Osteitis pubis is a pulling of the muscles of the pubic bone, so groin pulls. You see this in your athletes. Sometimes can even occur during childbirth. And sport hernias, that's another one. This is frequently seen in athletes in sports because they do a lot of turning and twisting and cutting. Hockey players are prone to it, and this type of imbalance is usually a result of the inner thigh muscles not being stronger, or in and outer thigh muscles, and weaker abdominal muscles. So I'm Dr. David Warwick of Warwick Chiropractic and Massage. I hope this explains some of the common hip injuries. If you're needing help, give our office a call or see a chiropractor near you to help with your hip injuries or hip pain. I'm Dr. David Warwick, your local Lacey, Olympia chiropractor. I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.